Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Cover. We're going to go back to Avengers. Going to continue on with that storyline we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, where some of the gang go kind of back in time and meet up with the outlaw heroes from yesteryear, battling Kang the Conqueror. It's issue number 143. The Avengers break loose. At last, the final battle against the power of Kang, or so they think. This, like I said, is issue number 143, published in 1976. We've got Steve Englehart, who wrote the story. George Perez did the art. Sam Granger did the ink. T. Oris Lashowski, letterer. G. Russo, colorist. Marv Wolfman, editor. Okay. Right between the eons. Polecat, you got 10 seconds to talk or I'll blow your innards into the next county. Of course. Kid Colt's hooded eyes glint like desert frost under his Stetson's shadow. His draw is swift and sure, and his gun is as big as a button. What's the answer, hombre? Okay, of course, the Kid Colt very upset. You got Thor and Moondragon there, so they got trying to get some answers out of one of the bad guys, right? Who has been working for Kang back there in time, right? They all travel back in time initially to get Hawkeye back, because Hawkeye followed Kang using Dr. Doom's time machine to figure out what Kang was doing back there, and everybody kind of followed suit. All right, so of course we had the whole thing with Yellow Jacket and the Wasp in the hospital. Everybody else goes to get Hawkeye. So they follow Kang back in time. Got the Two-Gun Kid, Rawhide Kid, Kid Colts, the Knight Rider, the whole crew. So basically, they try to get some information out of this dude here. They think they've gotten it. So now what they're going to do is they're going to go undercover and try and get into the lair of Kang. So what's interesting here is they kind of go like a lot like the thinking of some of the outlaw heroes and how, they're... Specifically, we've got, who is it here? Two-Gun Kid thinking about how, I thought I was in charge of this whole thing, and now it's like we got all these other, gods and whatnot from other times. This is kind of crazy. So, but they do find some information about where to go, and they're at the compound of Kang, which, of course, totally doesn't fit in with the time, right? Sticks out like a sore thumb. He already knows they're coming. Great splash page there, right? Really good artwork by Mr. Perez on here. Okay, so I'll read you some of this. It's looked like Dragon Lady called it. No, she basically said he knew we were going to be there. Here's where we do or die. And then, of course, Kang comes out and goes, "Welcome, Avengers. Welcome to the last place you'll ever enter on Earth. You nearly fooled me, even after I lured you to this era by returning your time machine. I was looking for your entire assemblage." In other words, he wants to get rid of all the Avengers. "Nevertheless, I have whom I have, and revenge shall be nonetheless sweet." "Revenge, Time Lord," says Moondragon. "Revenge for allowing the course of events to proceed as fate had long since decreed." "Silence! I wanted the Celestial Madonna, and it was the Avengers who kept her from me." Of course, that was back in issue number 140, and then in Giant Size Avengers 2, 3, and 6. "For that you must die." Okay, so it's been a long storyline going with Kang. One of the Avengers' great villains. So now that obviously they know, or he knows that they're there, Hawkeye's like, "Avengers assemble, time to ditch the costumes." Here's another very cool, almost like a Steranko-ish splash page, right? As Kang, puts forth his powers there. So he says, "Heed me well, Avengers. Of all the foes you have faced, none can compare with Kang the Conqueror. I know all the subtle secrets of time, from the dawn of antiquity to the twilight of eternity. I have ruled, but not nations, but whole continents of men. I have ground billions beneath my boots. But you have always defied me. No matter who raised your banner, the Avengers have forever thwarted my will. No longer. You have held the Celestial Madonna from me, and this time you shall know Kang's vengeance. Nothing shall keep me from destroying each and every Avenger who ever lived. From you hapless fools to Iron Man, the Vision, even Thor. Your allies shall know no peace from me save the peace of the grave. I shall blot you from the face of the earth, and then this century, your century, and all of time to come shall march to the sound of one drummer, pounding out the rhythm of my name, Kang. Sound familiar, right? Sounds like stuff that Doctor Doom would say, right? But a little bit different, though. It's amazing how you get these villains who just just very simple in their intentions, right? So then we cut back to at the Roxxon Oil Corporation. Remember, going back to modern time. You've got Iron Man, Cap, Vision, and Scarlet Witch, along with what is her name again? Miss Baxter. Patty Baxter, is that her first name? Forget her first name. So here they are. They're trying to figure out how to get out of the cage that they've been put in, because it looks like it's made of some kind of material that even the Vision can't pass through, but Cap figures out a way. He's like, well, Vision, what if you put your hand or your body through my shield and you can pass through the cage as you're passing through my shield, since you can't pass through the materials that the cage is made of directly. So that actually does work. So there they go. They are out, right? So... And then, of course, we cut away once again. We'll have to catch up with them later. So now we have all of the other Avengers who were in the past in Kang's domain. They get transported inside. Kang conjures up this gigantic creature, which they now have to do battle with. So as you can see there, the action begins. Of course, Kang is watching. He's laughing. And, of course, that other mysterious, like, kind of cowboy-looking guy with the beard kind of appears behind him. I was wondering where he was before, right? Because he entered with them, and Kang doesn't really know who that is, or doesn't. He questions, where is that guy? And then he notices that he's standing behind him, and all of a sudden, the hat comes off, the beard comes off. Oh, it looks like Donald Blake. Yes, indeed, it is Donald Blake, who, of course, hits his staff on the floor. Kane turns into back into Thor. And then the battle begins. Of course, Kang puts up his force field, which Thor hits once. Doesn't really do anything, but of course, Thor raises Mjolnir back behind his head. Once again, oops, someone took out the value stamp. Was not me, I promise you. I don't know if I ever cut those out. I don't think I may have done, like, on a few occasions. But so Thor swings around, knocks into Kang's force field. Kang and the force field go flying, and Thor follows. We cut back to the battle with the big giant behemoth thing. All right. Of course, Moondragon lays her powers down on the creature finally. That appears to do the trick. Okay. Then we cut back to the battle, and it looks like Thor is putting the beat down on Kang. Kang is like, I can't take much more of this. I can't take much more of this. As you can see up at the top, Thor is just pounding away. And Kang goes to conjure up as much power as he can possibly manage. And he gives Thor a blast that gets him off him just briefly. And Thor then goes to begin the assault once again. And Kang is just trying to come up with so much power, a little more than he can probably handle, right? So he's more power, and then all of a sudden the power seems to overload everything, and poof, Kang is gone. He tried to give himself so much power to battle with Thor that it basically kind of blew him up, I guess, right? Dissipates, whatever. So Thor goes back and tells everybody what happened there. Moondragon sees Immortus pop up. Immortus they talk about how, well, you're still around, yet I know Kang was like, you are like a offshoot of Kang, right, from a different reality, right, different time continuum, and basically then they talk about, God, what the hell was his name here? Ramatut, right? Right, exactly. Is that it? Yep. The Pharaoh, Ramatut, how they're all kind of somewhat the same being, and how based on what just happened here now, the Pharaoh, Ramatut, no longer will be part of the timeline, and Immortus, now that Kang is gone, Immortus will follow suit. So, bloop, all three of them now are gone. And so basically that's kind of the end here. And then Moondragon kind of sheds a tear because I guess they all had somewhat of a kinship with Immortus. He helped them. I guess they kind of considered him a friend, and he is now no more as well. So that's kind of the end of this story, and or this part of the story anyway, because there's other things yet unsolved, as we know, with Cap and Vision, Iron Man, and the Scarlet Witch are still dealing with the whole Roxxon Corporation and all their evil doings. So next, the Claws of the Hellcat. I think we know where that's going, right? Ms. Baxter, right? I think she's got something to do with that. For those of you who have followed Marvel Comics over the years, you know that she becomes the Hellcat, so that's kind of the next issue. That was the first appearance of the Hellcat, which I do not have. That's actually going for quite a lot of money because, of course, those first appearances become key books, right? But in the meantime, Spider-Man wants you. Try Spider-Man vitamins. I actually convinced my mother to buy Spider-Man vitamins once. Don't think they made any difference. So there you have it. Issue number 143 of the Avengers, 1976. Classic George Perez issue. Gil Kane cover. Forgot to mention that before. What's interesting here, if you look at this cover, what's wrong with this cover, right? You've got this crew here fighting the big creature, when yet inside the book, they're not the part of the Avengers fighting the creature, right? It's Hawkeye and Moondragon and the rest of them. So a little bait and switch there. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit that like button before you leave. And tune in real soon for more stuff here on Comic Book Geezers. For Wild Bill and Kirk, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.